which has been around for a long time. I think he's been into crypto at least since 2016, but that could just be when he started his YouTube account. But I'll tell you what, as soon as I learned about XRP and joined the XRP community in November 2017, he was one of the first YouTubers I watched. I liked a lot of his videos before I even thought about starting my own channel, and just to make the path clear, a lot of what he said has come true because of how things have turned out. And so, I mean, it shouldn't come as a surprise that I agreed with that stuff. A lot of the things that the XRP community said would happen before I even knew they did, like the further development of adding real-world assets to the XRP ledger zone and other things, have actually happened. And so when he showed you what was on your screen, which I'll do in a moment, it's not like this is something a moon boy would say. There is no doubt in my mind that this could actually happen. I never actually guess what prices will be though, because that's not what I do. I don't do it. I'm not really into charts. I don't need to be, but no one needs to be. To be honest, I'm just interested in having a lot of crypto assets and hanging on to them for a long time. That kind of does the trick, focusing on useful coins and the biggest coins because the market has tested them the most. But this is what he said. This also makes sense to me. The fact that this will happen does not surprise me. He said it was 2030. Bitcoin is worth $1 million and XRP is worth $39 per coin. Do you think you have enough? Okay, yes, I have enough for me. As things stand, I have an incredibly large amount of XRP, which makes me very happy. Okay, look at this. As for Bitcoin, it might reach $1 million in that time frame. That being said, I'm more sure that XRP could reach that goal. That's what I'll say. Because look, a lot of experts think that XRP will go to double digits this cycle. A huge number of well-known experts believe it will be around $20 to $30 this cycle. That means it could happen this year. If all you want to do is double the price of XRP's peak from one cycle to the next, that's not too much to ask. In crypto, things like that happen all the time. Additionally, it has always made sense to me that as long as XRP is still useful, I mean, the idea of it, being a product worth many trillions of dollars, that's not crazy. That's not crazy land. Okay, so there's always the chance that we're wrong and everything ends, but I don't think that will happen. I've never been more sure of what I believe. Because of this, I want to give you a few reasons why I don't think this is moon boy stuff. Just to be clear, it is very likely that something like this will happen. When I first got into crypto, I thought this would happen because it's still a new asset class. Just to be clear, it is very likely that something like this will happen. When I first got into crypto, I thought this would happen because it's still a new asset class. It's really small, like right now. Also, check this out. It doesn't mean that this is where the peak would be, even if it is modest. Here's another look at it. I just found this before I recorded. This is a general crypto. He said that the price of XRP is going as planned. The price is still stuck in a range. I will place buy orders after the price breaks out and retests with $9 as my goal. That's not what he thinks it can go. This old post from him was in fact mine. This is from April 2nd. This is what he said. XRP is still holding strong above the breakout zone. After this consolidation is over, the next step up would begin. I'm adding at these very low amounts. When it breaks out, we'll add a heavy bag with simple 5 to 10x goals. In other words, he needs $10 to $20, and it's possible that those kinds of predictions will be too close to the truth. For example, if you're thinking about the low end, but these are the kinds of things where you're seeing double-digit price changes. I don't think anyone thinks that's crazy. On the same note, how high does it really go this cycle? That's something we'll have to find out together. But it's not going to stop, which is why usefulness is important and will win the day. I mean, the utility is what makes people like you and me interested in this. Let's be honest. If it didn't have utility, XRP would not have stayed in the top 10 coins by market cap for its whole life. But this is how investors and crypto enthusiasts around the world say, yes, we think XRP makes sense. It means that people trust them. That's why XRP is where it is. It seems like it will only go up. Because of this, every time I see XRP becoming more useful, I get even more excited. In my opinion, we can't be wrong about this direction as long as it's useful because people won't just throw it away. Tools that can be used in real life. That's why this story, which I've recently talked about in a few videos, really gets me excited. There you have it. A little more proof of what we've been talking about here. This is the story. A director of Ripple has confirmed that the XRP ledger will run the infrastructure for all hidden road prime brokerage services after a trade. Okay, so we already knew this would be used, but for everyone, it looks like that part is agreed upon here. Look at this. That's right. Cassie Craddock, who is the managing director of Ripple for the UK and Europe. The XRP ledger will be a big part of Hidden Road's post-trade infrastructure. Remember that Ripple just bought the top brokerage business for a little more than $1.2 billion. Just to make sure everyone knows, this is the only coin that can power something of this size. This one is the only one in the world, and it's XRP. For example, you might tell yourself that may matter. You could be right. Anyway, Craddock said in a statement that the Ripple stablecoin RLUSD will be used as security. This will make it possible for digital assets and standard finance to work together without any problems. TradFi. While I'm on the subject, I should also point out that every RLUSD transaction needs XRP when it's on the XRP record, which is what they're talking about here. In the XRP ledger, this means that every single operation is powered by XRP. It has to be done. That will make sure the long-term success of one more thing. I mean, that's what a lot of things do. This is taking place. In any case, Parallel Craddock said that the XRP ledger will power all of Hidden Road's core brokerage-related post-trade services. Hidden Road had already said that it planned to move its post-trade activities to XRPL in order to cut costs and improve the efficiency of settlement. During the announcement of the purchase, executives from Ripple said that Hidden Road handles $3 trillion in transactions every year. But right now, this huge amount is held up by slow settlement times and the inefficiency of old payment methods.